good morning everybody. Welcome to the Equity Guys pre-market video. My name is Chirag, I am NISM certified technical analyst, and let's get into the view for today. Looking at Nifty futures and Bank Nifty futures, we do see that both are trading at a premium of 131 points and a premium of 316 points, respectively, and that is extremely bullish in nature over there. Moving on to India VIX, we can see that India VIX is down 7%. So extremely bullish data coming from there. That's why we did have this huge green candle come in yesterday, forming a bullish engulf sort of situation here in the daily time frame. Moving on to crude oil is also down 1.36%, so helping us, continue that bullish trend in the market, and overall crude levels also showing below pre-COVID levels, which is 6,500, which is also extremely bullish in nature there. Moving on to our GIF Nifty is seeing a slight gap down of minus 25 points. I would say it's more of a gap down to a neutral open, but the main important thing is there's a huge gap zone here in the daily time frame that it's attracted to. So filling this gap will be a major priority, and we could possibly see that happen today. So then moving over to gold and silver Bs, both up 2% and 3% respectively. So gold and silver B is doing extremely well in the positive direction here. Moving over to the sectoral indices, we do see that there is not a single sector that is doing bad. All sectors have turned positive, especially we do see a change with IT here. It has finally turned positive, so we do see that entire move up in the sectors. Looking at NSE, we do see there is about 2,187 advances and only about 800 declines. So extremely bullish sentiment in the market, and that is extremely positive over here. Looking at the FII DII data, we do see that there is selling from the FIIs in the cash market, about 1,600 crores there, but DII is buying about 3,000 crores, so doubling almost what the FIIs have sold here. Moving on to the FNO market, we do see that there is a slight bit of selling from the FIIs in the index futures, and looking at stock futures, there is a slight bit of selling here. But despite the market still moving upwards, if there's a little bit of buying in from today from the FIIs, we can definitely see a huge move on the upside for the Indian market here. Looking at the advanced decline ratios, almost 39 advances, only 11 declines, 8 advances and only 4 declines here. So this is extremely bullish data coming in from the advanced decline ratio. Moving over to the option chain is extremely bullish, as you guys can see. On the left side, calls in the money is seeing extreme amount of buying, and a little bit of out of the money is also seeing a little bit of buying, and for puts in and out of the money is seeing extreme bit of selling. So keeping that in mind here, what we can sort of expect is the market to possibly come to come down to these 24,800 levels, and then take support from there and then move back up if the market was to ever come down. That is one key level that you guys can keep marked, where if the market was to ever come down, it would take support there. If it was to break these levels, then the market would possibly turn extremely bearish from here. Looking at the global markets, we do see that the US is up quite a bit. The US is up by almost 0.5% in Nasdaq, 0.17% in Dow Jones, and just pretty break even in S&P over here. But still bullish data coming in from there. Europe giving you extremely bullish data except for FTSE. DAX and CAC up almost 1%. And FTSE giving you is down about 0.2%, but still overall extremely bullish data coming in from Europe over here. Looking at Asia, Nikkei is up and running at about 1.52% positive in the index, and Kospi is up almost 2.7% in the index over here. So extremely bullish data from the global indexes over here too. if we do see how Nikkei has moved up today, we do see there was a slight gap up for them, and then it was just a breakaway gap for them here. Likewise, yesterday there was also a huge gap up there. So again, we can possibly expect a huge gap up here in the Indian markets. Sorry, as in we are seeing a gap down, but then we can possibly see a huge move on the upsides once the market starts over here. So then, keeping Indian ADRs in mind, we do see that Indian ADRs are not doing too well. We have Make My Trip, HDFC, and ICICI seeing a good bit of buying, but Dr. Reddy's, Wipro, Infosys seeing a good bit of selling too. So I would say neutral data coming from Indian ADRs over here. Finally, moving over to the futures segment of things, futures is again extremely positive from the US. Everything up almost 0.2% around in that area here. US 30, US 500, and US Tech 100. So that will be positive data coming in from there. So keeping this in mind, guys, there is that bullish engulf in the daily time frame. We do see these golden levels, especially with the Fibonacci retracement, being respected on these levels. This was talked about in previous videos too, and if you guys look at it, there is a gap on the upside. So now we should actually be moving up no matter what. Over here, all the gaps on the downside are filled that have to be filled. The Fibonacci golden, deeper golden ratio is also being respected over here. So upside is what should be the entire view for the week and for today too. But keeping that in mind, guys, make sure you trade your setup and not the view. Make sure you guys are trading one index, one time frame, and make sure you guys are not trading your emotions. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys have a good day trading. See you guys next week for the view. Thank you.